The kids of today are incredibly sharp. Let's face it, when we were kids, we found simple math problems a challenge. However, today's kids are carrying out incredible achievements at such a young age. We can't help but appreciate all of them. Such is the story of Tani Adewumi, who is a rising star in the world of chess. At 8 years old, he challenged the second highest-ranked chess player in the world, Hikaru Nakamura. Let us look at how that unfolded and what it means for Adewumi in the coming times. Tani Adewumi has been making noises in chess for a year now. He has managed to defeat many players that have come his way, and challenging Hikaru Nakamura was a relatively easy decision by his standards. Although he's managed to face other famous players, such as the Bote sisters, Nakamura was Adewumi's biggest foe yet. Another thing to know about Adewumi is that he is well known for talking trash to his opponents. For instance, in his game against Alex Botes, he kept talking all the way to distract Botes and eventually ended up winning the game against her. So, will Adewumi, the little genius, use the same trick against Nakamura? Let us find out. The game starts with Adewumi moving his pawn to a4, which he uses countless times at the start of most of his games. Of course, this game against Nakamura isn't just any other game, and Adewumi's focus must always be on it. Even if his focus slips a little, he knows Nakamura will take the game into his grasp from there. After Adewumi starts the game, Nakamura makes his own move by moving his pawn to c5, known as the Sicilian defense. The players keep exchanging moves, with neither of the two able to take any of their opponent's pieces. The game progresses and gets interesting with every move. Nakamura's body language makes it seem like he's taking the game too casually. He's even smiling while making every move, but a face only tells so much. Most of the strategizing that's going on for Nakamura is going on inside his head. Let's see if Adewumi can crack Nakamura's tricks. After a few developing moves, we see Adewumi has the upper hand on his opponent. However, this would only last for a while because Nakamura knows he's not in his highest gear right now. The two have released their knights out into the open, but must begin taking each other's pieces on the board. Adewumi has his bishop fixed near Hikaru's king, covered by a bishop and pawn on either side. Adewumi's technique is appreciable, but he knows that Nakamura will come even harder at him. We also know that he's ready for any onslaught Nakamura might bring for him. Nakamura makes two back-to-back mistakes, allowing him to lose one of his pawns and his knight. Adewumi moves his queen to Nakamura's side in a pivotal part of the game. This move only does a little but costs Adewumi the entire game. Adewumi never intended to move the queen, but now that he is forced to, he can't help but continue to play the game. Next, Adewumi comes up with another blunder, where he moves his rook to back up his pawn, which Nakamura takes out with his bishop. Adewumi could not pick this up, and once Nakamura got rid of his rook, Adewumi looked embarrassed. It is because this is something that is considered to be a rookie mistake in the game of chess. A lapse of concentration has ended up costing Adewumi one of his most essential pieces in the game. Will Adewumi be able to recover from this blow? Considering that a large part of the game remains, for a split second, he does consider resigning from the game, but his confidence allows him to continue. There is one move at this point due to which Nakamura executes, and it ends up being a possible checkmate, but it is defended well by Adewumi. One technique Adewumi applies here is that he desperately hopes to run down the clock so that the game could result in a stalemate, but Nakamura has other plans. Adewumi is tense and knows that he will lose the game with one more bad move. But Nakamura is far brighter and sharper between the two, and that allows him to kill the game off. Adewumi decides to give up his queen with a trade, and even though he ends up losing his most important piece, he knows that he can only try and avoid a humiliating loss. Adewumi's pieces on the board begin to reduce as Nakamura keeps on taking them. He swings in his chair, and right now, a checkmate is inevitable on Adewumi. Nakamura continues to clear Adewumi's pieces off the board, with the 8-year-old showing apparent disappointment. The game could have gone down to the wire had he shown a little smartness, but it's about to be a convincing victory for Nakamura in a matter of moments. Hikaru starts to suffocate Adewumi's king in the corner by removing all his other pieces. In the end, Adewumi is left with 2 pawns and his king. Nakamura then delivers a brutal 2-rook checkmate, after which Adewumi immediately puts his hand forward for a handshake. Adewumi acknowledges Nakamura's wit and appreciates the loss. With so many youngsters facing the top chess players and beating them today, these players will define the next generation. With a young chess star going up against the biggest names in chess at such a young age, there is no doubt that Adewumi has a bright future ahead of him. Estimating how high Tani Adewumi's ceiling is challenging, but it's pretty high from what we see now. We wish him the best of luck in his chess endeavors, and players like Hikaru Nakamura and Magnus Carlsen better watch out.